my dear Sagittarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between March 16 and March 31st, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I put the astrological information for the month of March in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There's also a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga and tarot. So for this reading I used the Torch of the Hidden Realm by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Julia Jeffrey. And I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, I see the Ten of Swords with the Fortune Fairy. That's also number 10. So 10 usually means some kind of action. When the Fortune Fairy is involved, the Wheel of Fortune, also the spiritual world is involved, and it's kind of a good idea to put yourself center and put yourself in a mood of non-resistance for whatever is going on here with the Ten of Swords thingy. Ten of Swords, it's air. It's like hurricane winds of air, and it's talking about old ways of thinking and being that you now are asked to leave behind. Okay, so we'll see where it goes with that. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the sun. So the sun is number 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. So you have another Wheel of Fortune here. 10, 1 plus 0 is also 1. That's the Magician. It's also a doorway. So it seems like you are going through some kind of conscious, like a portal in your consciousness and awareness. And you really need to see the truth about your situation, even if it pains you. It still needs to be, like, you need to see whatever is really going on and taking necessary decision. Because when you align with your highest truth, the truth that you actually feel inside of you and that you feel to be true for you, then you are also putting yourself center in your soul. So whatever sacrifices you might need to make to put yourself in this position, it's worth it. Okay, so whatever decision you might need to make might be a decision that's maybe you feel it's going to cost you something. Ten of Swords can be when we are breaking up with someone. We can't tolerate to go to our work anymore. We get like in a big dispute with our family, something similar to that. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. This Ten of Swords is following you. 4 Wands. 4 Wands is self-love, self-stability. If you put yourself in the center of your soul, you will also be very stable. So whatever hurricane winds that comes and wants to knock you over, it doesn't matter. Okay, so whatever person is putting crap in your way, it won't matter, because you will be very stable in your soul. As soon as you start to become negative, like negatively put yourself in a victim mood, for example, oh, why are they doing this towards me? Then you're being thrown out from your central sun, your inner soul, and you're out here, not in your power. So this might be some entity, person, situation that wants to challenge you to make you feel the difference between sitting in the center of your gravity and loving yourself and being sure, and to be cast out here and asking a lot of questions why. It's a big difference between those feelings. So the more you can notice when you're thrown out of balance, the more you can notice also when you're in balance and know how that feels. And more know also how to put your back into balance, also when this kind of things happen. If there comes, you don't have control over your life, what's happening inside your life. You have control over kind of your own actions, and like the ability to put yourself center and create like a beautiful inner garden for yourself here. And then if the divine is sending a hurricane to knock you over, to challenge you, you just come back in this position again and continue with what you are doing. Okay, and if someone else comes and put crap in the way, you do the same thing. When you are in center of your own gravity, you become a powerful also manifester of this, what you want in your life. And when you are out here, you can't really manifest anything more than like more of the Ten of Swords. By coincidence, you might create beautiful things as well, but the more you think like good thoughts, the more beautiful things you will create for yourself. And the Ten of Swords can sometimes be not thinking such a good thoughts. Okay, so I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, 7 of Cups, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. So 7 of Cups. I think the 10 of Swords, what's throwing you off is when you don't trust in yourself. When you don't trust in your own emotions in the midst of a storm or in the midst of an argument. When you think, well, maybe they are right. They might be right. Ace of Swords. They might be right. Like half of the times when you are in a fight with someone else they will be right. Okay. So and it's fine, but you still need to align with yourself, whatever you feel, and then communicate this. Okay, logically speaking, I see that you are right, but I can't take it to my heart because this is how I feel. And then you really start to get somewhere, because then you have truly started to align with what you are conscious of. Okay, so sometimes we try to not be conscious, here you are, about things. We try to avoid being conscious about things because those things are uncomfortable. The 10 of Swords can be an awful truth that you know. Okay, you can have seen something and you know you need to take some action upon that with all the 10s, but you don't want to because maybe you also fear that maybe I'm wrong in this situation. Maybe I'm going to do something stupid by doing this, and you might, and it's still fine. You need to always be aligned with yourself. In that way, you will do whatever it is that your soul came here came here so it could do this. It's your mission, so you need to follow it. You can't just, oh no, I'm having regrets here. I didn't want to really learn this. It seems difficult. It seems uncomfortable. Your soul is not going to be happy about that. So, okay, I will tune in for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Sagittarius, this is your future there. And this is your now there, and this is the past. And in the past we have the sun, so you have seen something, you know something. With the sun, it's something that's clear as the day, and the sun is also warmth, it's also joy, it's everything that you can find when you put yourself in the center of you. You start loving yourself, life starts to feel amazing, your relationships eventually will start to feel amazing too when people have adjusted to the new you. So the sun here, a Knight of Wands, there we have you, and this consciousness. So you are awake, but I'm not really sure that you like what it is that you're seeing. Okay, so past is February, maybe beginning of March. This is the second part of Mars, and here we have 8 of Wands. So that's it's kind of Mercury in Sagittarius, so it's very fast moving communication. And you're talking about balance here, and 8 of Cups, so 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups. You're getting a little bit fed up with something that's unbalanced, and it's time to have a chat. It's time to talk. It's time to start telling people how you would like things. Of course, you need to listen as well. It's not only talk. It's also listening, because the other person also has exactly this. And they are not like you, so they maybe want another thing, and you need to compromise, but you always need to voice who you are and tell people what you want. And here we have the Fool. It has come for almost every sign: Libra, Gemini, Virgo, and now you, Sagittarius. And for the other, I think all of them had it here in the now. So you have it a little bit in the future, the Fool. But Sagittarius have much of the Fool's energy already, this throwing yourself into new stuff all the time. But here you might need to start to become a fool when it comes to communication as well. Open-heartedness, trust and innocent, just speaking your mind, like what you're feeling. This is what I'm feeling, but always taking responsibility for this, what you feel and what you want. You can't control that things are going to go your way, but you can also always communicate this, what you want. Okay. So here is the past, and we have a Four of Swords. Some of you might be dealing with an air sign. This is usually Libra, might be a Gemini or an Aquarius as well. Four of Swords is when we want to keep peace and we don't want to come into conflict with other people. We can also see the butterflies here. So the Four of Swords is a little bit like digestion or metamorphosis. You are digesting the past and trying to lay to rest, trying to find your center point of gravity again. So the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. That's heartbreak. So this is when you try to heal from heartbreak and you're trying to find your inner balance again. Sometimes it can be by kind of playing dead, acting like you don't care, or blocking communication, for example. So next card here is the Moon. So the heartbreak isn't gone, it's still there. You still feel the extent of it, and we have been through a lot of difficult moon phases. In February we had no full moon. In January we had 2 full moons, and in March it's also going to be 2 full moons. Most of the world, I think, half of the world is probably having the full moon today when I'm doing this reading, the 1st of March. But from a Swedish point of view, this full moon is going to be tomorrow. And here we are talking about the past, but we have this double full moon event in January, and we're going to have it again in March. So it seems like it wants to call you in. It wants to call you in and talk with you. So if you have had maybe a little bit of a boring time or haven't felt like you had any energy to do just anything, it was because the divine was calling you in, wanted to talk with you through feelings, vibration and frequencies. It might be painful, but if you just feel it, it's like having a CD or DVD recorder like inside of you that's just playing up this thing. So you digest the pain and it just, you know, put everything in the right order where it should be. So it's like you're reading a message, and your body understands the message. Your awakened mind probably don't. But when this message is received, you are going to feel much better, and you're going to be much wiser also. So feeling your pain is important for your well-being. And here we have the Magician. I was talking about the Magician, 10, 19, 1, all these cards, 19 the Sun, 10 the Wheel, 1 the Magician is tied together. If you have the number 19 in your birthday series, for example, if you are born a certain year, month and day, that adds up all to 19. Your soul number is 19, it's the soul, and your life number is 10, the Wheel, and also the Magician. So you're here to create something. You're here to be a magical being, a creator. And here it's like you are getting the signals to start becoming this creator, and you're getting the messages also downloaded through your subconscious system. It's a system you have forgotten, but it's fully intact inside of you. So it starts with the Sun there, 19, ends with number 1, and remember that it's the same number, okay? So 1, 1, your soul and your soul manifested on earth, doing the soul's business through knowing your heart, knowing, at least staying with your pain. So you don't have to know it with your awakened mind, but your body needs to know the instructions. It's like this when you meet somebody and you immediately like them, or immediately you don't like them, or you feel that something is off, or you feel that something is amazing, this is how you calculate this, through this thing. And then you are getting the instructions to yourself what to do. Okay, I shouldn't trust this person. I like this person. I want to see more of this person. You get the instruction like this without really knowing exactly why they come. But they come and they are full of wisdom, your soul's wisdom. Okay? So that was in the past, digesting some kind of pain to getting like a new direction of your compass where to go. And here we have the Lovers. So there's some kind of dynamics between two different entities being at play here. So it might be between your divine feminine and your divine masculine side. It might be between your inner child and your more grown-up self. It might be between your heart and your mind, or two people, like another you. Okay, another you. Maybe you see your shadow also on the outside. You're falling in love with someone that's so attractive. They are so good looking and so gorgeous in every way. And what you're really falling in love with is a part of yourself that you haven't really developed just yet. Sometimes when we are whole, like with the sun here, when we are a whole person, we have become enlightened, we are also going to meet other people that's also enlightened, because we're meeting our shadow, and our shadow isn't really a shadow anymore. It's so that's why the sun is the holy matrimony. Okay, it's holy because the people that joins in this matrimony are whole. And here we have a Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles means gradual progress, like step by step. Either it's maybe you need to take baby steps because you're on enchanted territory, or you might need to have patience because someone is learning. It might also be that you are struggling with something, struggling with learning something, or struggling maybe with keeping the balance when the moon is affecting your life. Maybe you don't want to be dramatic, for example, in your love relationships, but the moon is making you very dramatic. It's like you have PMS every day, and this might be why you're trying to temper here. You're trying to juggle and oh God, now I want to strangle this person, and you say no, don't. So this is how you try to keep balance, and it's fine. You don't have to go around strangling people just because you have the moon here. You can just feel it, and you don't have to act upon it. When you feel it, you actually download it. When you act upon it, it's kind of, you just deflect it like this, and it's gone again. So when you digest it, you stay with it, you get the knowledge of it. So to do this in this situation is actually very good if you do it in awareness, and you know that, okay, I want to do this, but I don't. So I'm holding my horses, but you're fully aware that you're holding your horses and that you feel the way you do. It's no denial here. And then you're actually being able to balance yourself up. The next card is Death. Death and the moon. It's like death and taxes. So death is some kind of bigger change. We had the Ten of Swords, that's the minor arcana death. This is the major arcana death, and comes underneath Magician. So I'm thinking it's something you need to do. I'm not suggesting you should strangle this person. It's like here you're premeditating if you're going to do it, and then yes, okay, I decide I will do it. So I'm not advising that. I'm just saying that if you have a situation here, you're trying to hold your horses, you know something has been downloaded here about your relationships, and you try to hold your horses, you know something now, you feel it in your body. Maybe you need to break up with someone. Maybe the work that you're doing and you have loved up till now, it's not doing it for you anymore, or there's someone in your family that needs to hear what you have to say. And here you're trying to hold your horses a little bit. You're thinking, okay, I feel this, but I'm not going to do it. And in the next moment you do it. Because the premeditation goes into action. Sometimes we have it like this. It's like instincts. We're trying to hold off. We might be in a store. Someone is being rude and you're trying to be cool with it. And then eventually you just snap. It's like a devil on your shoulder is taking over and telling to this person what needs to be done. And the situation solves. So that is when it's like you are being overridden by this moon, what the moon has already decided for you, even though you didn't know. Okay, so it seems like you have the chance to take a conscious decision about what needs to be done, or you might be just surprised with taking a decision that you really hadn't had time to think over. So be prepared, because you can be override by your own instincts here, and it's not a bad thing really. Okay, if you kill someone, it's bad. If you do, you shouldn't put any crap in other people's way. You shouldn't harm them. It's like the law of robotics. But what you can do is to move yourself away from a person that you're angry with, or to decide that no, this is ending here now. So the death is also a boundary. It's also an ending to something that has been going on, and it's like you have gotten the message already that this was going to happen, and then it's happened. It just happens. And it might be that you are asking, no, I don't want this to happen, and then one day you just align with it without really knowing why it happened, why you aligned with it. But it was the natural course of events. You were in tune with your instinct, like an animal is in tune with their instinct and doing things that's keeping them alive and keeping them on their highest path towards their highest mission. Because like in Egypt, men were here, animals were here, and the divine was here, because the animals had this kind of instinct, like they were always ruled by it. So the human beings at that day saw it as being in connection with the divine, and this is really what you are. And it seems like the system is overriding you to get you to do something that you might not want to do, but it's really in your highest interest. So okay, and it's also the truth, and it's the truth. It might be correcting some kind of imbalance. If this shopkeeper was rude, you are telling them so, and you're not caring to be nice anymore. You're not caring to be, not rude when the other person is rude, and it just comes like naturally. And you might feel accelerated when this has happened. And if you feel this, you know that, okay, you might be a little bit shamed, but also accelerated, and it was supposed to happen like this. If you feel only shame, probably you did something stupid, but it's fine. We are allowed to make mistakes, not criminal acts, though. We have laws, human laws here on earth. Okay, so this is your future, and we have a Page of Cups. So it seems like something has been still cooking here with this digestion and the love and the Page of Cups. So this is some kind of love offer. I think that for some of you, you have had to end it with someone, maybe like a player kind of person, someone that you couldn't trust, someone that always abused you or made you feel very unsafe. I'm reading these cards together now. Moon, Magician, Two of Pentacles, Death. It can definitely be like a player kind of person, or a person that you just can't trust. You can't trust in the word that they are saying, and one day you're just, no, enough is enough. But it doesn't stop the love from being there for this person. Even if they were stupid like this, they held a key to your shadow, and your inner child still loves this, okay? Because it's a part of yourself that you want to call home, okay? So what personality qualities does this person have? Maybe they are egocentric. They are doing things for their own purpose, like they want to do things to win themselves. Maybe you are not allowing yourself ever to have a win. Maybe you're always turning the other cheek and trying to be just nice and polite and adaptable. And then you have kind of chopped off one part of you that you really needed, and you see it in the other person, and you get very attracted. But really, that person is not a you. So you just need to start to develop those qualities for yourself. In what situations do you need to rule? Do you need to say, this is what I want, and to not obey or bend? And this can also be you that's doing this, but being the player, being the one that can't be trusted, and manipulating and playing with others, maybe just juggling different situations. And what you need to do in that case is, again, connect with your heart, because your heart wants something else. It's attracted by this person that you're preying on, that you're making into a victim. So this victim is really another you that has the key to your own heart. Okay? So, next card, 7 of Wands, 7 of Wands and Death. Yes, I think it comes very sudden. This is March in Leo, and here you have Scorpio, so it's very passionate. It's like like the guillotine, like it's just you lose temper with something, and it's like holy. It's not even wrath, it's just like a boundary, shoof, that's falling like this. So I think that even if you love someone, you are not going to help yourself. You're not going to help yourself from saying no to them or putting a boundary towards them that's strong enough to maybe break the back of the relationship itself, because the other person might not be used to this behavior from you, suddenly just saying no. So, but it's good. It's like you're waking up from a coma a little bit and coming home to yourself. So it's not a bad thing. It's just you starting to tune in with your higher self. And here we have the Hierophant. So the reason to why you have let other people victimize you is because you were very wise and very strong. It wasn't a problem for you to be the bigger person and always help and always fix. It felt nice. You felt like the Buddha or Jesus, and it's fine. But now it's other parts of your wisdom that wants to take part. It's like you need to start to take charge, because it's like this song, How to Save a Life. Make a list of all that's wrong, the things you told him all along, or her for that matter. And this part also where this sings, you know you're right, because this is what I'm feeling, that if you have a certain wisdom and you have bended for other people's will, you never share this wisdom with them. They were in ignorance about this wisdom that you had, so you weren't able to share it with them. And when you bent, you were not a good teacher. And you couldn't really help them. You just, it's like these families where they decide that children are beautiful as they are when they come. I'm agreeing with them, but they are letting the child do whatever they want. Okay, it's going to create disaster. The children is coming from another dimension where you can do whatever and it's no consequences. That's not how it's working on Earth. When you're having like an alien coming to Earth, you need to tell them how it works here to avoid damage on them and others. Okay, so this is when you need to become that parent. Stop curling your children. Stop letting people behave badly without you telling them. Like, okay, I see you have been doing this. It's not what I want, because this is going to have these kind of consequences. You don't have to, stand and jump on feet and be this angry. It's just, you need to just start to communicate yourself. Here you have the Fool and the Hierophant together. So it's the child and the parent. Here we have the child, the parent putting boundaries. So you might be the child and you need to have the parent putting boundaries towards you. Well, I want this. Well, you can't have it today. It's not here. Can you see it anywhere? No. For example, you love something and you want to have this person. You want to have them now, but you can't own other people. You can't control other people. So your grown-up part is saying, well, I don't see this person anywhere. Do you? So he, she is not here. So you can't have them. Teaching this child, this inner child of your acceptance. Maybe teaching another child acceptance, or teaching whomever acceptance. But also this part of you holds the key to where this person needs to go. So you can't put boundaries too much to yourself. You can understand that you can't have it all. If it's not, you can complain all you want about what you don't have, but the truth is you still don't have it. So maybe to be content with whatever you have is good. But then you need like a drive. The drive comes from your soul. So you still want this, what you want. You can be content with what you have, but you're taking measurements and steps towards this, what you want. This is also what the grown-up need to do. Put this side of you into the right, like, proportion, or in the right perspective, and using the force to create what you want. That is balance. Okay. So, but this is your area of expertise. Sagittarius, you are creators. This is kind of you, and this is you, and this is Leo, but it's fire, and you have the sun here, creativity, the Fool, just jumping into new things. So you know this. It's just that you might need to become a little bit more resilient, so you're able to have your goal clear, even if there's misunderstandings, mix-ups, mistakes, and other misses. Okay. And still be aimed towards what you want. So not be so impatient and rushing into things, having the stamina to, you know, start with the project and finish it, and not just, oh, I see something, other thing that glitters, I will run after that now. So being a little bit more patient, a little bit more, like having a little bit more capacity to actually reach the goal that you want. So that might be one thing. And also not victimize yourself. It's no need. You're super strong here. So you don't have to feel like, oh, they did this to me. No, they didn't. You let them do things to you because you hoped that they would be in another way. You didn't see them as they truly were. But here came the message for you. So now you know who they truly are. You have seen the truth, the ugly truth, and nothing but the truth. So if you stay now and you continue what you did before, you are victimizing yourself, and it's no one else's fault. So whatever you are doing, if you need justice, you give justice to yourself. If you need a hero, you become a hero yourself. If you need love, you start to love yourself. So it's kind of easy. So, wisdom of the oracle, divination card for my dear Sagittarius. Unfinished symphony. So I felt it. It's something here, like there's a person that you feel is kind of a little bit bad, and you might put very strong boundaries towards them, or maybe throw them out. You have the double deaths, like 10 of Swords, what we saw in Death. But it's not going to be the end of the story. It's like you still have something to teach them. They still have something to teach you. So we have unfinished symphony there. And it's another 10. So 10, 10. Magician. You need to use your magical capacity. It's like you are a parent and you are going to teach the kids how to clean their room. It's going to take time and determination, and you can't give up, and you can't think like, okay, I will leave it up to their partner when they're grown up to take care of this, because it's your job. And you're going to do it. It's like you need to take responsibility. We have Magician here, 13, 1 plus 3 is 4, Emperor, and also the Hierophant. So we have kind of the whole court here. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practical, radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answer you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you have leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship, in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied to you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write the letter, make the call, or have the conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what has been left unresolved and close the door on the past, so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. Make sure you complete projects before you start any new ones. Perhaps you have created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now is the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filling, hand in the assignment, complete a work of art, tie up loose ends so you can move forward with surety. Knowing you're on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. When unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it's a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. Okay? So, I will also take a card for you from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle cards. Sister of Spring Swallow. Good fortune granted. 28. 8 plus 2 is what? 10. You also have 8 and 2 there. So, it's time for new light and new life to flourish. Springtime is upon you now. This is a sign of hope, new life, and fresh starts. What has been cut back is now going to spring forth into life as you move into the springtime of your soul with the Fool. There shall be more joy, energy, and life returning to you. The appearance of the swallow in China is often referred to in poetry as a sign of imminent spring. A time of growth, abundance, and life, especially beloved after a long, hard winter. Whatever appears to have been dwindling or not really going anywhere is about to get an injection of life force. Recovery, a boost and flurry of unexpected sudden activity, or a surge of new life force are all signs of the soul moving into springtime. The miraculous but not inexplicable. It is natural. It is the life cycle of your soul's growth. So 10, the Wheel of Fortune that you had in the beginning, it's also miracles. Things will just move into, like it's moving like a clock, like tick, 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 and then suddenly something is opened. It's, and so I think something is cooking for you. Don't try to prolong something that needs to end, and don't become impatient with what is just now becoming. Simply enjoy what is. You have worked hard to get where you are. You just enjoy it for a while. In time you shall see the next step to take and even understand more of why things have unfolded in the way they have. For now, trust yourself and enjoy the opening up that is happening for you or soon will in your life. It's also relationship healing, being able to choose healthier and more supportive relationship, and rekindling of friendship or other positive relationship are indicated. Okay, my dear Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching this far, and I hope this will help. For you that is devoted and watched all to the end, I want to invite you to my subscription service, where we are going to work with things like cutting ties, putting yourself in center, getting to know yourself. It's true Kundalini yoga, but also my spiritual growth series, and eventually I will also continue with the School of Tarot. If you want to join, you can check the details in the description box. Okay, that was all for now. I welcome you back to my April reading that I will do in mid-month March. Okay, so bye bye until then.